What's up guys, Captain Gamesta here with the Super Fun Force, and this is a place where we share and enjoy all of our favorite toys, video games, anime, comics, board games, RPGs, for show. Alright, today is going to be a super fun treat. We're going to get into Beyblade. Yes, you heard it. And basically, we're going to talk about today how to get into it. What are the basics, what to expect, what to look out for, what to do in order to start enjoying this awesome hybrid of an anime series and a game.
All right, guys, let's start with the manga True History of Beyblade by Takara Aoki, which debuted, can you believe this, in 1999, September in Shogakukan's Koro comic, and ran until about July 2004. And then following that, we have the anime, which was on TV Tokyo from 2001 onward, and the rest is history. So the manga could be great to read, definitely more difficult to come by. So I recommend jumping into the anime. Now, the anime is divided into two major arcs per se. The first one is the actual just Beyblade, which runs through the Metal Saga. So that's basically Beyblade V-Force all the way up to Shogun Steel. There are also like specials and movies. And this is where you want to go to if you want to start from Beyblade's true beginnings and get the full experience. Right after that, we're going to have the next major story arc, and that's going to be the Burst Saga. Now, watching from this point forward will get you caught up quicker and, up to speed with the anime that's coming out of Japan, and of course the release of the actual Beyblades themselves. So this is a great starting point, and it goes from Burst all the way up to right now. As of this, we have basically the Evolution, Turbo, Rise, and Surge. And the cool thing about this is that basically the anime in and of itself follows that typical formula where you have the hero, the main protagonist, who wants to become the best, win the championship, be the best Beyblader, and they definitely have their own personal motivations to do so. And along the way, you witness their growth as they become stronger, smarter, learn more strategies, techniques, upgrade their bays with different types of tech as they go up against different antagonists, and they also form friendships with people to basically join them on their journey. So it's really super cool in that way, easy to enjoy. And all the characters are super fun, unique, cool, great style, design, diverse, and they have their own stories and their own growth and evolution as you go through this story, which is a tournament style story that pretty much stays almost consistent through most of the anime, where the protagonist has to, battle through and win different kinds of battles, sometimes rebattling and revisiting previous opponents. And again, it's just always action-packed. So this is a really fun series to get into. It's definitely like fantasy sports. And just from the artistic style of this, colors are great, animation is great. It fits the more, youthful style that anime has kind of taken to. And it's just a really fun watch, perfect for all ages. The characters themselves are generally younger, but you have a range to see certain adult characters as well. And it's, again, super family friendly, and it's something that you guys gotta see. So check out Beyblade Burst, the anime, first. All right, guys, now for the next fun part, the super fun part, we're going to quickly break down the basics of the Beyblades themselves. All right, so here I got my setup. I got a nice green here to just kind of contrast against the bays, and of course the Beyblade Pro Series starter kit back there, which is definitely a recommendation. Now, all right, let's break it down now. And I do have a Hasbro. This is a Beyblade from the Hypersphere series, and this will just show a little bit of the basics really quick. See this red piece down here at the very bottom? That's the precision driver. Then you have the forge disc here, which is the metal piece, and then you have the energy layer on top. And this one also has a removable chip, although I won't be doing that. It's pretty simple. You just click, pop it on and off. And to just break it down for you guys, right now the current parts are the Gatinko chips, the layer weights, the layer bases, the energy layers, the layer accessories, the forge discs, and finally the performance tips. Now, when you go ahead and buy your first Beyblade, it also comes with instruction manuals to, again, fully elaborate and break this down for you guys. The most important thing when you want to start out with is you want to pick the energy layer that looks super cool, the one that you like, whether it's the character from the anime or you just like the design. And then, of course, the performance driver is very important because that generally controls the movement and the behavior overall, but definitely the movement of your Beyblade. Now, here's a Pro Series one that comes from the starter kit. And this one has wonderful colors as well. And just to show you guys a different variety in parts, because eventually as you get more Beyblades, you're going to see all kinds of different variations. Now, one thing to notice and to realize is that when you do start buying your Beyblades, there are Hasbro mainline blades released in the United States, again, by Hasbro. And then there are the overseas original Takara Tomy versions, which are also licensed under Young Toys in South Korea and other parts of Asia. So there is a quality divide. That's one thing you should be aware of. If you're going to play Beyblade just for fun, you want to follow the anime, go ahead and buy it in the stores easily, and you don't want to get super competitive or super serious, then definitely Hasbro mainline is the way to go. Now, if you're someone who wants like the absolute best quality, you want the accurate, authentic, best quality from the source, and you want to play it at a high level, then you'll have to go with Takara Tomy. The overseas ones from Takara Tomy are going to be more expensive. That's obviously going to be the main factor there. Now, you can collect and play both, but you need to do so separately because intermixing Hasbro parts with Takara Tomy parts could damage and destroy your base. Now, one interesting thing that has developed are the Pro Series, which is what this Valtryek is here. Now, what Hasbro is doing is they're replicating the authentic Takara Tomy Beyblades. And what I mean by that is that there are different features and characteristics that come from the Japanese Beyblades that Hasbro either removes or changes when they release them in America. Now, that's a great step in the right direction. Pro Series blades are going to get you like almost 100% to the Takara Tomy Beyblades at a more reasonable price and easier to get, again, in your stores. Again, but the one thing you have to be aware of as of this video right now is that there might be a minor degradation in quality on the teeth of the Beyblade. And what that's going to be is on the energy layer underneath, you're going to see these ridges that lock into the precision driver and the disc. And basically, when your disc is taking damage, your Beyblade is becoming prone to bursting. And those teeth are what are clicking as the Beyblade unwinds. And when all the teeth no longer connect, then your Beyblade obviously bursts and explodes. The more you twist, the more you play, those teeth wear out over time. So that is the main reason why when you play with the Hasbro Beyblades, you want to stick within just the Hasbro series Beyblades because they wear down a little bit faster than the Takara Tomy Beyblades. All right, well, enough about that. Regardless, at the end of the day, I still give major props to Hasbro. I mean, they create awesome stadiums. You know, they're bringing obviously everything here to America. And, you know, we can only hope that they continue to improve their quality. And, you know, I still support them. They're doing great. I mean, they manage so many toy lines. And it's still a fun, inexpensive, and easy, accessible way to play Beyblades. So that's the way I enjoy my Hasbro Beyblades. I play them for fun, and I realize that they're, you know, a little bit more disposable. You know, I get them cheaper, play them hard, and not be too afraid of them being damaged. And they're still fun to collect because they're still ones that look great. It's another variation to have of your favorite characters, because in the anime, you'll see that the Beyblades themselves have this like energy, spirit of a mythological referenced character. And I think that's cool. You know, I stay away from the demonic ones for the most part. And just, you know, I look at it more of like generic monsters and like knights and warriors fighting. Now, one thing I also want to say about the Hasbro Beyblades is that it should be seen as something that you guys can play on game night, you know, with your other favorite board games. And not a lot of people look at it from that perspective, because whether they're kids playing or adults or mixed groups, the Hasbro Beyblades can be, you know, beat up. They're easy to buy. They're a lot less expensive. They're more cost friendly, basically. And it's easier to play with people who are, you know, new to this kind of game, right? If they come from a regular board game and they want to try something new, you can introduce this. And this takes me to the next segment really quick. To keep a level playing field, what you'll see is when the Beyblade comes out, it belongs to a series, right? So it'll be either the Pro Series, Hypersphere, Speedstorm, whatever the current one is. And to keep things a little bit more, fair and easier to collect in the beginning, just stick with the stadium and the Beyblades from that specific series, which should be common sense because those Beyblades generally work better with that stadium. They're made for that with whatever the gimmick or the feature is. And then you can also easily mix and match pieces and stuff, parts within that series to create your own custom Beyblades, have fun, and experiment with new strategies and different types. Because in Beyblade, you'll see that there are different types. There are attack types, defense types, stamina types, and balance types. And as you learn more about the game, you can create your own combinations. And they also show on the game the different ratings for the different pieces. As you become more advanced, and you can start to mix and match as many of the different Hasbro pieces from your collection with each other as you want. And of course, as you become more competitive and knowledgeable with your Takara Tomy collection, then you can start mixing and matching the Japanese parts to play at like that higher level, so to speak. But again, just starting out, it's very easy. Get yourself a starter set, stick to the Beyblades within that series, and have fun with it. Take it to a game night to introduce it to family and friends. Now, more or less so, you're going to see that it's generally a 1v1 format, but with different stadiums, you can play, 3-ways, you can play 2v2s, or even free-for-alls, right? It depends on the style of the stadium and, just you having your own fun, regardless. You and your buddies want to just go at it and throw all your Beyblades together in the stadium with the Hasbro and stuff like that. Go for it. Have fun. So there you go, guys. To me, it's awesome whether they're doing, the Hasbro Beyblade series or they're doing the Takara Tomy. You guys got to get yourself a mix of both. Just don't mix them right now. But, play each one of them for what their intended purposes are. And you guys will definitely have super fun. All right, now let's take a look at the Beyblades themselves a little bit more in depth. For the last part of this video, we're going to take a look at the Beyblades and how to play. So here's a complete Cho-Z Valtryek from the Pro Series. It spins right, so naturally you'll counterclockwise turn it and take it apart. Now this is the energy layer again. This is the character. This right here is the forged disc, which is usually all metal, and the performance driver. So in order to start playing, what you want to do is take the pieces and connect them. Okay, now again, here at the energy layer, some of them have the GT chip here, which you can remove. You'll see that in later versions. As a matter of fact, the Apocalypse one down here does have a chip. But when you want to put it together, you take the performance driver and you place it into the forged disc like so. You get it nice and pushed in, and then you can insert those two tabs, the metal tabs, as you can see, from the forged disc into the open areas. And then again, you want to twist it in the direction that it's supposed to spin, which is to the right. Now, most Beyblades spin to the right. In other words, when you launch them, they spin and attack from the right. Some of them go from the left. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to insert the precision driver into the forged disc and then tab it in like that, spin it to the right. And you'll know you'll have a left turning Beyblade because you won't be able to tighten it from the right. You'll have to spin it to the left to tighten it. Now here we have a basic launcher. This one actually comes from a Takara Tomy Beyblade. And essentially what you have is the launcher itself and the ripcord. Now here's the one from the Pro Series, much more beefier. And the differences you're going to see is the size and then, of course, the length of the ripcord. So when it's bigger, it offers more stability, better grip. And then when the ripcord is longer, you're going to be able to get more revolutions as you pull it. And then, of course, you have like the ring and then the handlebar design, which can also affect how you comfortably hold it. And when you want to attach it, you want to get the Beyblade and do the same thing. You want to have those kind of like gap areas and insert those into the clasps and turn it according to its spin direction type. So again, this is a right turning Beyblade. So you turn it and it locks in. And then this one is a 3-finger hold. It has 3 purchase points right there. And then you let it rip. 3, 2, 1. And there you go. Now, generally you want to do a neutral launch, have it drop down over the Beyblade Stadium. As you learn more techniques, there are going to be different launches that you can try, experiment, learn, and do. And here we're going to use the Pro Series launcher. So again, twisting it in for a few clicks and make sure it's nice and secure. This is a double finger purchase, and there we go. Let it rip. And this one wants to go run off and be free and escape. All right, guys. Well, that's easy, does it? It might take you a couple of practices, But don't give up. It's a lot easier than you think. And the more you do it, the more you'll get better at it and have fun with it. Lastly, we have here a stadium. Here's an example. This is again from the Pro Series. Now it's missing the cover, the barrier walls. And I went ahead and put a little clip in the bottom left to help stabilize it. Now, when you play with the full stadium, you're going to want to use the clips and you're going to want to put on the protective barriers to prevent parts from flying out. But since I'm demoing it for you guys, I'm just showing you a little bit of the battle here and how it works. And look at that awesomeness. Now, what makes the game so fun is you get to see the colors, the movement, the sounds. It's all very visceral, and it could be exciting. I mean, you can have long, drawn-out battles like this, where one is left spinning. That's generally the strength of the stamina bays. And then you can also have aggressive and counterattack battles where something gets knocked into the pocket, which are those gaps out there. And you can also have Beyblade's bursts. Different types of results give you different points, and you generally play to 3 points. Now, the tournament organizations that you play at will have their own set of parameters. And then the rulebook will also tell you the basics on playing. But feel free to make up your own modes and have fun. And again, it's so visceral. It's great to listen to, watch, enjoy, spectate. At the same time, if you just play by yourself, you can enjoy this by doing different combinations and testing out your bays and experiment with different parts. And at the same time, it can also just be relaxing. It could be fun to just kind of fidget with these and just spin them, just watch them spin. You don't always have to go, battling so aggressively. You could just let them spin for a little bit and enjoy, the designs that they make and stuff like that. So there you guys go. I hope you are going to get into Beyblade. Now is one of the best times ever because it's very easy to get Takara Tomy Beyblades. There's so much variety in the Hasbro line, and they're starting to step up with the Pro Series. So there you guys go. I recommend it 200%. It is super fun. Watch some of the anime, get some Beyblades, get your friends together, get your family together, and just party, battle, and have fun, guys. All right, thanks so much for hanging out. Any questions, any other comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And Captain GameStar and the Super Fun Force will be back. Peace.